Quavo announced his sophomore album dropping. Cheat Code.
Okay. Yeah, tell me how you feel.
I really want to hear this. I'm not gonna lie. I think Quavo took in the response from not only his album that came out, but Offset and Takeoff's. I think that he might have made readjustments because after this, after all the solo albums came out in 2018 and 19 and the collab tapes, they said they were no longer doing any more solo albums. It was just Migos from there on out. They knew the reception from their album. They know they cannot do that again. Okay. Now Takeoff, you could do that again. Like Takeoff, he had the best album, and Offset's wasn't.
Even
Offset's album was good.
Yeah, his shit wasn't bad.
Quavo's album was bad.
Yeah, Quavo's shit was out of the three was the worst one.
And the only reason why I would say that is, of course, he had good beats and he has good hooks.
It was still good.
His songs had no context.
Right.
And I think even inside of Migos, we always were able to see that Takeoff and Offset put more context into their raps, and Quavo focused on perfecting choruses, bridges, hooks.
Yeah, he sets the tone. Melody.
But I want to hear Quavo. We've never really heard about Quavo's life. We haven't heard about his breakup with Saweetie. We don't know about Quavo besides the fact that he is an ex-trapper. We should know more about Quavo. Mm-hmm. We know about Offset.
Of course.
I feel the same way about Takeoff too.
Yeah, you know the type of person he is. You may not know specifics like you do with Offset, but you know.
That's why I like Offset. I think it was built to be a star.
Bro, like he's himself.
He's a star.
Yeah,
that's a star.
Like he don't do nothing extra. Like
that's a star.
Just God-given talent, fam.
That is a star.
For real.
Offset is a star.
For real.
When we can get like content out of Quavo, I think this is really good.
And
he's not a bad artist.
And his album, there's some shit. There's a few songs on there.
Yeah.
He got Lamb Talk on there. You know what I'm saying? Shit that still like
Lost
and took him somewhere. Lost with Kid Cudi, bro. That shit is amazing.
Yeah.
That song is crazy.
Yeah. You know that's my favorite song on the album.
Yeah. So it was still good, but I agree with what you were saying as far as the content that we got from Takeoff. Takeoff was personal in his album. He even told a story, like the whole like rocket taking off, blast off, like it told a story. And then of course Offset, he dove into the car crash, the shit him and Cardi B was going through, his children.
If Offset's timing on his album would have been right, it would have been a much bigger release.
Yeah, and if he gave us some better cover art too.
They're big artists. Shit. These type of artists, they're not mogul wise, they're much bigger in 2022 than they were in 2018. Of course, their limelight was 2016 to 17, but
good point though. I think because they were still hot, but they were group hot at that point. I think 4 years later, each one has established themselves as a star individually now.
Yeah, they're ready to actually drop solo albums.
Right. Right. I think,
and with the right back, I was just gonna say, with the right production and the right quality control with this from Quavo, this could be a really good album.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think back in 2018 they was almost forced to do a solo.
Probably.
I'm saying just from like the fan standpoint, that was especially with Quavo, in my opinion, because remember we was always like Quavo was the one. You remember all them hooks, the DUI song? You remember the shit Quavo was killing, like the SoundCloud songs?
Monday, drop my top on.
Dog,
look at these diamonds, Boot Loose.
Yeah, like, we was like Quavo was the one.
Up on. I was talking about Offset.
No,
you talking about Quavo?
Yeah, I'm talking about
Quavo was going crazy.
The SoundCloud.
Yeah, the Trap Star days.
Bro, he was going crazy. So I think back in 2018, they was damn near just kind of forced to like. I think it was pressure for them to do a solo because we had already got the first Culture.
They were in the midst of a really bad time. But go on.
Yeah. As far as you talking about, as far as music,
I'm thinking the time that you're saying that is when they should have dropped individual tapes, not right after. If they would have dropped them either right when you're talking about, or like in the now range, not in 2018, like when he was smoking in 2016, 17. If they had solos out then, it might have been a little different.
Maybe not if you get the same music.
Well, you're not. No, you don't get that. I mean, like when I think it was a little bit after Quavo started smoking stuff on SoundCloud that he dropped the tape.
Right, but what the point that I was just making is like, I feel like they were forced. I don't think maybe
They were.
It was right to do it at that time. Even I'm thinking now is better.
That could have been no, you're right. I'm supporting the point.
Yeah.
It's probably an upstairs move too. That when they did it, they're like, all right, Culture 2 just dropped. You guys are blah 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 blah. This year's old. Your stars. We gonna need some solo albums out of y'all. We got Baby here, we got Yachty, and we have the Culture tapes, but it's time.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and they should want to. They should want to have solo tapes. And to be completely honest, even though 2 out of those 3 albums are good, they should want to redeem those albums.
Yeah, especially Quavo.
Quavo needs to redeem that album. This album has to be a winner from Quavo. If this album's bad from Quavo,
no more. Just quarterback.
He's really. Does he have more than one collab tape? The Jack Hunter or the Hunter Jack Hunter, is that what it is? What? Or did I just name some anime shit?
Yeah. You talking about the shit with Travis?
What is it? Hunter Jack Hunter?
Cactus
Huncho Jack? Huncho Jack Huncho?
Ain't it Cactus Jack or Huncho Jack?
It's Huncho Jack Huncho. I said Hunter. I don't know. One of them niggas hunt?
I don't know, bro. I'm trying to find that shit. Oh, Huncho Jack Huncho.
Damn,
yeah.
Thanks. Called it Hunter.
Modern slavery on that bitch. Motorcycle patches. Whew.
So, I mean, they're really good with the collab tapes. Now, Offset is still the best. Like, Offset in 21's tape. That takes the cake. Mm-hmm. Does Takeoff have a collab tape out? They always talked about that Lil Yachty Takeoff collab tape. Did that ever happen?
No, I don't think so. But yeah, I just went to that Offset shit, that Without Warning, that Metro.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. We need some shit like that, bro. Bro, we need Without Warning, Metro Boomin, Offset in 21. We need something like that again. We was just talking about, Dababy and fucking Youngboy. I don't want to hear that collab.
You better get that. Better get that Offset ESTG.
I guess that's fine. I want this shit right here, bro. Metro's in his bag. Anyways, before we move on though, out of the Migos here, does this mean? I was gonna ask you this. Does this mean that we get a tape from all of them this year? This is how they did it the last time. Quavo came first.
I want them to all come out, but I actually think that's corny. Just because one of them drops doesn't mean all of them have to drop. If they're gonna stand alone as solo artists, they don't all need to drop 3 in a row anymore.
Okay.
I want them. I want to hear from all of them this year. I just think nowadays, like, that's cliche.
I'm just want to let you know that's what's gonna happen.
Man, that's cliche. Like that's
what's gonna happen. Though.
That's super duper cliche.
Especially you ain't seen this shit. Offset be teasing on the ground. He be teasing songs like a hoe.
Yeah, no, he does that all the time and never drops.
Oh, he's coming.
My bad.
Damn, nigga.
Had to get right over here. Let's get right. No, back to
I was just like, who do you think is gonna who's gonna be your favorite this time around? Because they're coming. All 3 are coming. You're not just gonna get a Quavo tape and then we're not gonna hear no Offset or Takeoff this year. You crazy.
It's either gonna be Takeoff or Offsets, because Quavo, yes, he can wow, but if all of them heard the reception, even though Takeoff and Offset's album were good, like those albums were good, the reception was all of those albums were bad. Like, we're music heads and we got that, but like, if you know the cultural wide reception, that was Migos shouldn't make solo albums ever again. That's
why, back to your point earlier, they even came out themselves and they said, "Oh, we're never doing this again."
Right. Yeah, so if all of them are going to come out again, and those other 2 albums were actually good, and they heard everybody's shit on them, you think Offset's not about to drop a gem? I can't wait for Offset to drop his album. Takeoff too, because Takeoff's was the best, and we didn't even expect that. Yeah, no, and the whole Red Room release kind of got washed over. Like it got messed up when Offset dropped that. If Offset gets a nice, clean rollout,
yeah.
Give me some Cardi B beef in there, run it up.
Yeah.